Welcome back, everybody. Stoner Jesus Show on the video chat. We have Alice Vaughn, Rational Blonde, on Twitter. Alice, welcome to the show.
Glad to be here, Stoner Jesus.
It's a very exciting time in a person's life. They get to be on the show.
Oh
Pretty
yeah,
much,
I
pretty much
well,
a highlight.
it's exciting for me. I don't know about you.
Absolutely. Every time I get to talk to people, especially in this day and age with the social distancing, any chance to talk to another human being is something to be taken advantage of. Speaking of that, before we get to everything else, obviously, the first question is, how are you? How are the people around you? How has the last few weeks been?
So I actually live in New York City, where
Oh,
we have the most cases. Yeah. So
yeah,
New York, we're always going, go big or go home, right?
yeah, absolutely.
I guess the same goes with morgues.
Oh,
Although I have to say that dying at the Jacob Javits Center would probably be like the second worst thing that's happened to me.
hey, they got a nice big new hospital ship now, so that's something to look forward to.
Yeah, a friend just shared it with me. I had no
Mm,
idea, and apparently people were standing there like side to
that's what I
side,
heard.
not
It's a big
social
spectacle.
distancing. Like, I
Everyone,
hope they got off the ship and slapped them or yelled at them.
yeah, everyone come crowd down by the port and look at the hospital ship. That's always a good idea. So you have a few projects, obviously, that you do. One of them is interesting, at least to me and my viewers. My viewers love weed and they love porn. So you having a porn themed, porn review, porn centric podcast, two girls, one mic. How would you describe it to people who the uninitiated, if you will?
So, if you've never heard of Two Girls, One Mic, basically what we do is we review the holes and the plot holes of your favorite porn.
Nice.
Maybe not your favorite porn, Jesus, but
I don't know. I like
what do
some
we?
kinky stuff. I'm well beyond the vanilla stuff at this point.
I've got a list for you then. Uh, but not only do we review porn for the plot, but we talk to people within the adult industry and give a lot of behind the scenes information. We get to know the actors as people and bring you guys news and info you wouldn't get elsewhere.
You have any do any favorite guests and or favorite porns come to mind that really stand out?
My God, I have so many favorite guests. I mean, let's see. From comedians, we've had on like Tom Arnold, who accidentally
Oh
brought
wow.
Arnold Schwarzenegger with him. So that was normal. Uh, it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna talk about who's nailing Palin, and oh, is who's that Austrian voice? Oh, the Governor. Cool,
They strike me as some porn lovers.
man. So as much as I wanted Terminator porn to be good, it wasn't.
No.
But what was fantastic, not even kidding when I say watch for the cinematography, The Big Lebowski Triple X. But if you want a good laugh, everything from God, the stuff that the production company Wood Rocket comes out with, from 10-inch Mutant Ninja Turtles to Fap to the Future. I mean, the puns alone. If you watch the first 15 minutes, there's 15 minutes of no sex in Fap to the Future, and it's just puns.
Yeah, I was wondering if you were going to mention Wood Rocket. I know one of the people over there, Vuko, who's we followed each other on Twitter for such a long time, and I tried to get her on the show to kind of talk about Wood Rocket, but we just haven't made it happen yet. But yeah, they put out a lot of quality stuff, especially for
They really do.
the comedic angle, which is a great angle for porn. Do you have any favorite, like a favorite one you review, just something that really stands out, or is just a collection of them? Just so many that's too many to list.
There's a collection kind of at this point. I could give you like a good top five. I could tell you like which actors that really throw themselves into the acting, like Tommy Pistol and Evan Stone. Evan Stone is more for like the older generation who are like, I know him. Young kids, Gen Z is like, I have no idea who you're speaking of. Tommy Pistol, though, is someone who just does not only great porn work, but just great comedic timing, and he's hysterical. So, I mean, we have so much fun with this because we'll have people from the adult industry who, are like, hey, you guys are treating us as humans, like people are supposed to. And then we'll have comedians on, and they're like, holy shit, I watched a porn for the plot and enjoyed it. We've
Yeah, we get
had
that
a
a lot.
couple terrible ones, though.
Oh yeah. Anything you want to
Oh, yeah.
name or anything you want to?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
We just watched like 2 weeks ago the Twilight porn parody from like 10 years ago, and it was
Oh,
horrific. I mean, a better love story than Twilight. Literally, me sleeping was a better love story than Twilight. Even the porn was a worse love story than Twilight. Shockingly, Twilight is a better love story than Twilight porn.
yeah, parodies can definitely go south fairly quickly. So you have to, they're hitting this a lot, that's for sure. Another one of your projects is offensive crayons, which I was checking out today, and that's pretty awesome. What can people expect? Is it what people would expect if they would get some offensive crayons, or is it what they would not expect? It depends.
There are
Which one?
definitely ones you might expect. So, so any chance you did a Google search on them?
Yeah, I checked some of them. I saw the political. I saw the political one. I saw the taxation as theft, which I would definitely I would color with, even if I didn't need that color. I would. I would. That's right up my alley.
Yeah, the political pack I like to
Mm.
offend, take a hit at everyone, left,
Yeah.
right, centrist,
Oh, absolutely.
non-political. With the
Everyone
original
deserves it.
pack, yes.
So people say, you can't mock this group or that group, or you can't joke about this. It's just once you start down that lane, that it can cover anything you want. So just everyone deserves a little mockery. So just sit back and take it, even if it's on crayons.
Exactly. And the way I see it is people say, well, you can't joke about X or Y or Z. Well, if you can't joke about something, you can't talk about something.
Yeah.
And frankly, that's an issue. And people, I feel like, who are not comedians or satirists or writers, they don't seem to understand that. They'll say things like, well, you're punching down. But I mean, what if you make a rape joke and someone laughs at it? You're not laughing at the rape victim, you're laughing at the concept of, hey, this is fucking horrific.
Right.
So when I have a crayon that's, for example, called that's a purple blue crayon that's called I should have known better than to speak to him like that when he's drinking, you
Wow, that's a
know
lot to fit on a
and
crayon.
oh, and I fit it. Or your parents' divorce was your fault, Peach. I mean, look, we gotta laugh about this stuff. And also, you wouldn't expect that on a crayon about to me talking about domestic abuse. No one does. No one plans
No.
to like, oh, let me pull this purple one out. Oh, statutory grape. White privilege, of course.
Yes, obviously.
Although, I'm convinced that in the next offensive crayons pack, so I have a couple coming out. Eventually, a porn pack, an offensive-ish pack for all the Karens in the world. Uh, but I want to eventually make a crayon that's going to be, and I had this idea the other week. It's going to be a white crayon with a black label called blackface.
What's
So by the way, I apologize for being horrible.
Oh no, that's fine. Look, if you're gonna have offensive crayons, they might as well be offensive. You can't. You better go big or go home. Because you have a bland offensive crayon and it's labeled offensive crayon. That's not gonna impress anybody. It
Exactly.
just says like you suck or you're bad at math or something like that. It's not gonna have the impact that it should.
Well, actually, I'm just selling those to the Asian market. You're bad at math.
There you go. What have you been getting pretty good feedback? Has there been pretty good demand? Has the demand gone up with the coronavirus? Are people doing more coloring? What's going on with the business?
So shockingly, I went from software sales to doing crayons. That was a fun transition. It's like, oh, hey, I'm going to leave this reputable job to run a crayon empire. And I did. um, Sales have been good. What's
Mhm.
interesting is I have people who hate me on all sides and love me on all sides. I have people who are liberals and Republicans, both of which, like, everyone from like the extreme SJWs to like extreme like all I don't want to associate with you, being both loving and hating me, which means I think I'm doing something right because that means that I'm not appealing to any one specific group.
Absolutely. That means people are paying attention. I don't get as many death threats as I used to on Twitter, and frankly, on some level, it's kind of disappointing that people don't care as much.
Aw,
I still
I'll
remember
send you a death threat.
so many years ago, like this 15. I went and looked at her profile. She's a 15-year-old girl, and she told me to go choke on a dick. and she spelled choke wrong. She spelled it chalk, and I'll never forget that day. All the levels, the death threat, the commentary on our public education system, all that. It was definitely a big day, at least in my life. See, it's funny the things you remember from your interactions with people. Obviously, I mentioned before, we love weed. The fans of this show love weed. Obviously, I've built my entire gimmick here around it. What is your
No.
relationship with weed? Is it something you partake in? Is it something you tried and didn't want to go back to? Something you've never tried? What's the deal with you and Mary Jane?
I'm gonna be a disappointment. So here's the thing. So my co-host loves weed. Actually, her husband is like the equivalent of a Heisenberg at a lab, which
Nice.
apparently in these trying times in California is considered a necessity. So the
Yeah.
government hasn't shut them down.
If you're not gonna smoke now, I don't know when you're going to.
So as a true New Yorker, I partake in alcohol. She partakes in pot. I've tried it. You know, it just wasn't for me. Maybe
Yeah.
I didn't do it right. I'm willing to try again.
Hey, you're not gonna die. So if you want to take another whack at it, it's always it's fine. But yeah, it's definitely
My
something that's
problem
not for
is
everyone.
I'm also such a good girl, so I'm like, I don't even know how to have a dealer.
You have to know someone to get you something good, because you can get horrible, just horrible stuff. And you're basically just smoking grass that somebody pulled out of a yard, and that's not gonna help you any.
Exactly. So number one, I don't trust people. Number two,
Mm,
that requires social interaction. I don't want to keep talking to people.
that's right.
No.
Hey, whatever
We're
whatever gets you
already
through.
distancing ourselves.
Yeah,
I've been
if
doing
alcohol
that
works,
pre-coronavirus.
that's right. Yes, definitely the social distancing is something that I enjoy. I don't want to be told to do it. I want to do it by choice, but still, having other people being told to do it is has been kind of helpful. I won't lie. So, what are your plans for the future when all this stuff passes by and when everybody gets back to whatever normal is going to be? Do you have any plans, projects, anything people should be looking for?
Yeah, man. I have more Crayon lines coming out. I have more episodes of the TGOM podcast coming out. We have a lot. We have colored pencils. It's
Mm,
the thing is though, a lot of stuff has just been put on hold because as much as people demand stuff, everybody is obviously focused on a pandemic.
yeah,
So timing isn't great for me to launch all these new projects like in the next 2 weeks. But definitely in the next like month, 2 month, 3 months, you'll be seeing a ton of new stuff from my end. And if you don't already have offensivecrayons.com, offensive crayons, head on over to offensivecrayons.com. If you need a gift, they're hysterical for friends.
absolutely.
And frankly, if you're just looking for something to listen to, I mean, what's better than, two women bringing comedians and porn stars on to talk?
Absolutely. And
It's not ASMR, but it could be.
I just learned about that the other day too. It's just all kinds of stuff on the internet now. It's crazy. I thought I knew a lot, but I'm becoming one of those old timers. It's horrible.
Let us hold your hand and teach you.
I was on TikTok for a week, but I got banned for doing bong rips, so that didn't work out.
Really?
Yeah, they did not like that at all. It was almost immediate. They said, "This is the video's been taken down." And about an hour later, you are banned. Do not come back. Don't try to sign in. Just go away.
Aw.
So that was my
I
week
mean,
long TikTok experiment.
it's amazing. Did you hear about TikTok when it comes to their user base promoting videos of only attractive people and suppressing content from people who are what they not considered to them attractive enough or LGBT or what's it called or on the larger side
Yeah.
or disabled? Did you hear that?
I saw a video. I think I didn't watch it, but it was from your mom's house podcast with Tom Segura and his wife. They were talking about ugly TikTok, and I guess that's like a genre now that's being suppressed. I've also heard that TikTok is Chinese spyware, which wouldn't surprise me. I don't even bother anymore. People say turn the location off on your phone. I say I'm not going to bother. They're going to find me. If they want to find me, they'll find my phone. They'll turn the location on. What's to stop them from doing that? What's to stop them from turning on my camera? They can do all that stuff. So
I mean, who knows? The Chinese might send you those death threats you're hoping for.
yes. Well, write them in English because I don't speak Chinese.
Your Chinese is their English is excellent over there, but I mean, who was shocked to find that out? I mean, this is a country that, for their Olympics, they were like, "Oh, this little girl, she has the voice of an angel, but have you seen her teeth? Get the new little girl out. She's gonna lip sync."
Yeah, I can't imagine. Even without all the virus origination that happens over there, just all the other stuff. I saw one woman talking about how she was in Beijing and she left her apartment and she got like a phone call or something. They told her, "You're leaving your apartment too much. We know how much you're leaving your apartment. Stop doing that. We're in a pandemic." I thought, well, things could be worse, I guess.
That I heard they were doing something similar in one of the Middle Eastern countries. I can't name which one because I don't remember. But I mean, that's not a crazy thing to do, if someone is constantly going out. I mean, I walk my dog for a little bit and then I'll come back right away in and wash my hands.
Oh,
But I saw people where I was walking and they were playing ping pong in the park. No, their phones should be fucking buzzing.
get back in your house.
Get inside.
Enough of the ping pong.
Those people waving at the boat? No, too close. Starts going off. Like, those really annoying emergency Amber Alerts you get? That.
Oh, yeah. You hear people buzzing as they walk by. Say, "You've been out too long. Your phone's going off. Get your ass in the house."
Too fucking far.
That's right.
You're close to too many people. Look, if you're not sure how far 6 feet away is from someone else, just imagine a dead corona virus patient between the two of you. It's that simple.
A relatively tall one. Yes. I'm 6'4", so cut 4 inches off me, you got your space. If I were to fall over dead. Alice, before we let you go, where can people find you online if they've enjoyed this and want to see what you're up to?
Guys, you could get offensive crayons as well as all the other crazy products we have over at offensivecrayons.com. If you want to check out my show, because you have plenty of time and you watch porn, so just learn about it. Right. Go to twogirlsonemic.com or tgompodcast.com. Either way, you'll get a prompt to open it in whatever podcast listening app, where everywhere: Pandora, Spotify, iTunes. So Two Girls One Mic, the porncast. We are the ones with the white background and a microphone with a pink bra hanging off it. I say this because when I started, it was just us, and now there's like 7 different Two Girls One Mic podcasts, and you have to spell out Two Girls One Mic, like the words Two Girls One Mic.
Yeah, I noticed that when I was looking on Stitcher. It was a lot, but I found it.
I swear they all came up after we started the show. I'm not joking. You could check the dates.
Absolutely. Go check it out. Rational Blonde on Twitter. Okay. Alice, thank you for being on the show. And obviously, stay inside, stay safe, all that stuff.
You too, Stoner Jesus.
Thanks, Alice.